To Proper Pilates with Amani. Today we are on one red spring or one full spring, and we will be using a yoga block. You could also use a pillow or some folded up towels. We're going to do side lying today, and we'll need it for underneath our head just to get a good neck position. So once you're in that one full spring, we'll come to lie down. We'll grab that left strap and make it a short. If you already have a handle or a short, then great. A really long left arm to the ceiling, and I'm going to press it slightly forward so I can feel that resistance in the arm. A slight pull down from mid to low back area as you bring the legs into tabletop and hold your carriage bed. Relaxing the right arm, I begin to push that left arm all the way down and back up. So unilateral work, single leg work. We're thinking of our plumb line, our nose, belly button and pubic, trying to keep nice and centered. And more of a kind of feeling in the body. You want to keep your left hip bone grounded and avoid it kind of hiking up into your waist as you keep moving. I'm going to begin to do some triceps. So I'm going to hold my arm low, bend the elbow, forearm up, forearm down. The elbow is either just at a small hover or attached to the bed. Keeping the arm long, I'll lift it up to the ceiling on a slight left diagonal and then bring it back down towards my hip. It's where the legs and tabletop get all messy, fighting to keep them looking neat at least, feeling centered. Last one. And I'm going to float my arm up and put my feet down. Holding both arms up like pencils, I'm going to push them like an inch further forward than my usual start position. Shoulder blades are nice and heavy with that space around the shoulder blocks. And from here, bring the legs to tabletop. Left, that's the right arm, will glide open to the right and back up. And then left arm will try to do the same thing. One more each side, trying to keep that bed as steady as we can. Holding the arms up, I'm going to push them both down as well as straighten the left leg. Arms up, left knee back in. Really keeping the left shoulder and hip nice and grounded here. And you also want to avoid that crunch in of the right knee. So avoid doing this. You want the right leg to stay just steady as those arms go down, left leg forward. For 3. Last time. Popping those feet down. Grabbing hold of that right strap and making it a short. So I have 2 shorts in my hands or 2 small loops. Arms along to the ceiling. Legs come to tabletop. We'll press the arms down. If you'd like to join me, curl up through the head, neck and shoulders and pause, reaching those arms nice and long. My legs are squeezing together. I'm going to hinge my feet down to the foot bar, just to tap, open the knees, and hinge the legs back in. Squeeze those legs together, hinge the feet down, open, back in. Just a light tap to that foot bar, avoid it kind of resting and then doing here. That just means you're getting a break. We're trying to build that endurance. So just lightly and open and in. Hopefully feeling as much drag in from that low abdomen as you pull here. So thighs will be working for you, but really feel that core. Last time. I'm going to pop my head down. If we can, we'll hold here. If you need more of a break, then take one. Arms reach long, curling up. I've got my diamond tabletop. I'm going to hinge my feet down, squeeze the legs together and back in. Diamond, feet down, together. Last time. Arms up, head down. Penning that left one away. Long right arm to the ceiling. Left arm relax, legs come to tabletop. Right arm down, right arm. Holding down on this one. Doing our triceps. And not only keeping mind of the hip hiking, that crunching in the waist, but just like maybe knees going off to the side, knees widening. Sometimes I see this where the feet are at different points. On this one, we're going to hold the right arm straight, so push it down. And now as I lift a straight arm to the ceiling, it will go to that slight right diagonal and then down and in, think of thumb to bum. This will be the last time. I'll float the arm up and put my feet down. Two arms up to the ceiling, nice and straight like rulers, about to slice through the air. Legs into tabletop, and from here, left arm will go out wide and back up, and then right arm will try to go to the same angle. Oh, that one's a bit wobbly. On this next time, I'll just hold two straight arms to the ceiling. I'm going to push the arms down and extend the right leg forward. Last one. Feet come down, I'll pop that strap away. This is where we are going to grab our cushion. I like my headrest up about halfway. I'm going to come to lower my side, which will be my left side underneath. I suppose you just do whichever side you can see the camera. And I'm going to thread my top leg into that longer loop, coming just above that knee, 2 to 3 inches. Okay, so we're side lying, intentionally trying to get everything stacked. So I feel like an ear is on top of an ear, same with the shoulders, and looking for that pelvis to be just underneath my shoulders as well. So that line here, as if I was against a wall. Sometimes I see people with their like bottom or pelvis all the way at the back of the carriage bed. So just make sure you've got a good 3-4 inches back there. So you feel nice and long. My bottom arm is softly wrapped and my top hand will just be loosely onto that shoulder block. Knee on top of knee, ankle on top of ankle. From here, I'm going to hover the feet slightly and begin to wrap that top knee open and close, your typical clams that you would get in a mat class. And then most importantly, we talk a lot about that starting position and everything feeling stacked. So here we can keep it. We don't want to roll back that hip to open the knee. You're keeping that rod in between both hip bones. Let's start to go up in 3. So it's further, further, furthest, back down. I haven't been doing a great job this side, but we do try to keep the carriage bed steady. That's why we're using the resistance. So if we're moving a lot, it means that we're a bit unsecure in the back of our leg, our posterior chain and our hips. So trying to keep that steady bed. All right, that right back hip feels like it's about to fall off, so I will take a breather, taking a moment of pause. You could tuck the knees in or lengthen the bottom leg. Back to it we go. I'm going to open up the knee. See if I can keep the thigh bone steady as I extend the foot to that high diagonal. Foot to foot, knee to knee. Open, extend. Keep this from rolling back. On this one, I'm going to hold the leg straight and see if I can drop it down to the floor and give it a big lift. When you go down to the floor, you are trying to get like knee on top of knee, that type of angle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what is? 2. Keep purling down that top hip bone towards the foot bar. Last time. And we'll all take a breath. Last round here, back to that clam position. Lovely long lengthened waistband. Let's hover that right leg about an inch, or the top leg. We'll bring it into the shoulder block, up to the ceiling, down to the foot bar, and low. So we're not changing the shape of the leg. We're just trying to get this nice kind of oval action, vertical. That would be horizontal, oval, forward and back. Knee on knee just for a moment, reversing that sequence. So we'll meet here. Let's begin to press that right knee down to the foot bar, up to the ceiling, shoulder block, and low. If you feel your left leg, you should, especially if you kept stacked the entire time. Your bum hasn't wiggled back on that carriage bed. Left leg is definitely working for you to keep stable. One last time. Other side. I'm going to use my bottom foot for a bit of help here as I push off, untangle. Ooh. You are lined up. Imaginary wall against spine. Strap comes over top thigh. Everything's nice and stacked. Feet are gently elevated, and I will begin to wrap open and close, keeping my carriage bed steady. We're going to start to go up in 3. 1, 2, furthest, down. 1, 2. Really thinking about that third step. How far can you wrap that knee open, but keep the pelvis stacked? Last one. A little breath. Hovering those feet, going for a clam. Keep the thigh bone steady as you extend the shin bone. Foot to foot, knee to knee. Clam, extend. The next time that leg is long, if you can hold, keep pushing the back of that leg into the strap, lower it down to the floor, and big lift. Last one. Clam position, hover that left leg or the top leg about an inch, bring it into your shoulder block, up to the ceiling, to the foot bar, and low. Your horizontal ovals. We're going to hold at the bottom on this one and reverse, pressing to the foot bar, ceiling, shoulder block, sweep. Last one. Using your arm strength or the bottom foot to help you to weave out that strap. Just going to put my block to the side so it doesn't slip off. And then from there, coming to a high kneel, I'm going to face you. My high kneel is about 3 inches from the shoulder blocks. The knees are really close together, and the outside leg, I'm going to wrap that ankle. So this is my left one. I'm going to wrap my left ankle on top of my right. Keeping the legs squeezing, I'm going to reach my right hand over for the foot bar, and that may leave me with a little bit of an arch here. So I'm going to try to get a lovely long spine. One long line, I have my hip bones pressing forward. I kind of melt the shoulder blade back into the rib. And from here, I'm going to press open. If you're like me and your pants are a little bit slidey, a sticky mat is a nice idea to put underneath that bottom knee, or maybe even for a bit of cushion as well. And we're avoiding that arch as we come in here. So you really want to keep your hips low and just drive the movement from underneath the armpit. Okay, I'm going to hold out about 4 inches, keeping a nice proud upper body with the neck gazing back, or the neck long, should I say. I'm going to now lift that top arm and see if I can maybe look back and open the chest a bit more. An inhale breath if I do this. Exhale, arm forward towards the front and down to the foot bar. Inhale, breath up, keep those hips steady, keep the carriage steady. Exhale. Rotate hand to foot bar. You're almost like drawing the abdomen away from the rib as you do that twist. I'm going to bring it back in and springboard upwards. I want a little bit more space on the left side of me as I'm going to begin to lift that left leg out slightly. So maybe like 4 or 5 inches here now. No longer hooking the ankle. I will bring the right hand down again and drop my right hip. Outside hand to hip just to get it out of the way. I'm going to press the carriage out a couple of inches. And from here, that outside leg will keep the shape, but thigh bone will lift out and back in. Let's try this. The next time we hold the leg lifted, we'll then sweep it forward slightly and sweep it back. Last time. I'll bring everything in and just give that right arm a nice stretch as you lean over. Other side. Facing the other direction, about 3 inches away from your shoulder blocks. Outside leg, that's my right one. Right ankle will hook over left. In prep for this knee to come up as I lean over, the left hand, drop my left hip, keep those shoulder blades attached to the ribs. It's a nice good connection back there. We're gliding out and in. Also known as star on knees. Avoid looking down. We're going to hold about 4 inches out. Reach that top arm on that top diagonal. Maybe push it back behind you and look at that hand, and then begin to reach it forward towards the wall you were looking at and down to the foot bar. We try to keep the carriage bed steady, hips steady. Last time. I'll open back out, bring that machine in, or the bed in, and unhook the ankle. Giving yourself a little bit of space here to be able to lift that outside leg up. Knees are still close together. Hand comes to foot bar, I drop my hips. I'm going to press out slightly, and from here I begin to lift the right knee up and down. Keep pressing your bottom forward towards the wall that you're looking at. Okay, trying to leave it up this one, and we'll now sweep the leg forward slightly and back, keeping the shape of it, just moving the thigh bone forward and slightly back. Last time. I'm going to step off to the left of my machine. My left foot is on the floor and the right foot is up against the closest shoulder block. Knees are on a similar plane here. Keeping that length of the hip bones forward, I'm just going to begin to press the bed out slightly with that right leg. Things I'm avoiding, I'm not going for a full lunge, so I'm keeping my standing leg straight. I'm also not hinging my torso forward. Last time. I'm standing looking at my bed now. My foot closest to the shoulder block will come up nice and flat. Again, I'm going to press out. It doesn't need to be a straight leg, but see where you can take it. Avoid being here and really leaning into the machine. We're up. Weight is in left foot or standing leg. Last time. Facing backwards. Foot closest to shoulder block will come to bed nice and flat, maybe tucking the toes slightly for a bit of resistance. I'm going to see if I can just straighten that front knee a bit. Really avoiding that lean forward here. So I'm trying to keep everything hips back, weight back in that standing leg heel. Last time. Other side. Looking forward, foot closest to shoulder block against it. Knees on a similar plane. Last one. Facing your carriage bed. Foot closest to shoulder block on. I'm really fighting to keep my body weight over here. Last time. Facing backwards, toes slightly tucked. As upright as you can. This is 3. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you